Hey there, we're back for another video. We've made the frequency distribution here. So we've got the first column with the colors, the second column with the frequency. And before I can find relative frequency, which is in the next video, I have to first find the total of this frequency column. Now, there are a couple of different ways you can do that, and they all kind of illuminate some different things about Excel, so I want to show them to you all. And again, sorry, I like bolding my titles and things like that, just to kind of make it more clear to myself. Now, this is going to be your first formula. We're going to actually have several of them as we go along, but this is the first one. It's a very simple one. What we want to do is we want to add up these cells, right? Now, I know that you could type equals 58 plus 66 plus 59, all right, etc. But the problem with that is that then those numbers don't change. I mean, suppose you had typed something wrong, then whatever total you get here, like let me just pretend it was like 301. If you get 301 for all that, then if you go, oh, whoops, there were 6 more candies under the couch and I didn't count them, I put that number in, but this total doesn't change. That's not a good thing. I mean, we want our cells to change along with any data changes that we might make. That way, when you're making a table that's kind of constantly growing and changing with you and isn't stagnant. And the way we do that is with something called cell referencing. And I'll mention it again in a later video too, but basically what I wanted to do is I want to add up this cell, which is cell B2, right, column B, row 2, plus this cell, which is cell B3, and so on. Now I could do it that way, plus B4 plus B5 plus B6, but even that's kind of tedious, right? Because I'm sitting there having to type all those different cell names, and that's kind of annoying. But you could do it, and it would give you the right, oops, sorry, that was 69, and it would give you the right total, which was 311. I mean, you could get it that way, but there's got to be a better way, right? Well, you'd be right, there is. But this is your first formula. That's a formula. Anytime you type equals. But there's another way you could do it. Let me show it to you. It's what we learned in class. It's sigma. See it over here? It's in the home screen, so you're on the home tab. And over on the far right, there's Autosum. And it's sigma, just like we learned. So you click that, it automatically figures out that you want to add up B2 all the way up to B6. Right? B2 being the top one, colon means 2, the word TO, and then B6. And you press enter and it just adds them for you. Or if you wanted to, you could have typed equals sum B2 is my first one, colon B6 is my last one, close the parentheses, enter, and it'll do it that way. So it automatically sums. You can click it from over here in the Autosum. You could just type it. If you forget it, let's say I go, I can't remember what that was that Alana said. I could click up here on the little FX, which is insert function, and I could type up, oh, look, it's right there, sum. And it says, do you want B2 colon B6? And it'll tell you what, hey, look, those are the numbers it's going to add up, and it would make 311. That's totally what we want. Click OK, and that's another way to get it. So there's lots of different ways to get these functions out of Excel, and they're all really handy and really useful. So that's your first function. It's the sum function. It means you add up. Okay? And while you're on the subject, make sure you notice that all formulas start with an equal sign, and then they'll have some kind of cell reference in there if they're well made, which this one is. We want it to change with the data. So again, if I said, oh, whoops, it was 169, boom, it changes everything with me. I go, oops, that was 75. It changes everything for me. And then I'm not stuck redoing table after table after table. The table just automatically, it's called dynamic. It's dynamic. It changes along with any numbers that you change. That way, the table can grow with you. Just on another note real quick before I leave, if I click up here on the cell bar and the formula bar, do you see how B2 and B6 are in blue? And then you look at the box, it's in blue. Right? It's showing you what it's going to add up for you. And you just press enter and it'll automatically add it. All right, that's your first formula. I'll see you next time for how to find the relative frequency from that.